Thanks for coming back.
I knew my way around. I'm sorry they closed the Mexican restaurant. They were looking for me. Wait, won't hang on this thing too much. All right, thanks for coming out. Thanks to I can see that's going to be a disaster, but a court disaster. And there will be a test. I gave up being a musician and playing in bands sometime in 1973, right around the time I reached the peak of my pre-adolescent career, playing on stage to a packed auditorium at Emerson Junior High School with my band, Sudden Death Overtime. We played a version of Jumpin' Jack Flash, with me strumming my Keith Richards on my blonde Telecaster, while our barely pubescent lead singer, Tom Finn, wowed the preteen girls in his gold velvet jumpsuit, open to his navel, exposing his hairless chest. The hulking, long-haired Chris Kimball flanked Tom on the other side of the stage, and he resembled a 12-year-old version of Neil Young, slashing against my rhythm on a Gibson knockoff. They were the bad boys, while our drummer, Andy Kaplan, was like me, more of a nerdy good kid who qualified for the band more with dedicated practice and a love of music than with any kind of attitude or coolness. I don't remember the bass player. We played our only full gig on the school's playground, not far from where I had once given Michael Jackson change for a quarter. It was only a couple of years after that initial burst of rapid-fire Jackson 5 hit singles, right about the time he'd gone solo with the alluring but less successful Got to Be There. In other words, he was on the verge of being a has-been at the age of 12, and his parents put him in public school for a semester, maybe to give him a sense of grounding, maybe to save a few bucks. Based on my one encounter with Michael Jackson, this apparently wasn't the best idea, since moments after getting him a couple of dimes and a nickel, he ended up being chased by screaming girls across the concrete field just past the spot where we had gigged only weeks earlier. I wondered if he saw our set. That was the end of my first go-round as a performing musician. This was 1973. There was no indie music scene. The clubs were only seen as stepping stones to playing sports arenas. You were a star, or you were a nobody. I kept the Telecaster, but it stayed in the closet for the next 5 years. I was done. I quit. I wasn't looking back. I was born in a crossfire hurricane, and I howl at my on the driving rain. But it's alright. The back is a gas, but it's alright. Jumpin' Jack Flash, it's a gas, 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 gas. That, of course, was the big hit by Sudden Death Overtime. Later covered by the Rolling Stones.